Why Kirk Douglas stole food from his neighbors. Kirk Douglas was born Isor Danielovich in 1916. He was the only son of impoverished Jewish immigrants. His father was prohibited from working in the local mills, so he became a ragman instead. The family lived in an unheated clapboard house. When Douglas was hungry, he would steal food. He would reach under a neighbor's chicken for eggs. He cracked the eggs open and swallowed them whole. Douglas had to walk 12 blocks to Hebrew school. Almost every street had a gang who would beat him up. His father was illiterate and an alcoholic. He refused to acknowledge any of his son's achievements. Douglas once flung a spoonful of hot tea into his face. It was one of Douglas's strongest childhood memories. He said he never did anything as brave in any movie. Douglas had to take odd jobs to support his family. He held 40 different menial jobs while attending school. In high school, he excelled in drama and wrestling. After graduating, he hitchhiked to St. Lawrence University. He convinced a dean to grant him admission and a loan. Douglas turned the loan into a scholarship. His amateur wrestling became a paying circus gig. Douglas spent his summers acting at small theaters. During the school year, he supplemented his scholarship. He worked as an usher, bellhop, and waiter. He was the first Jewish student to be student body president. In 1941, Douglas scored his first small role on Broadway. The director then cast him in a bigger part in 1942. But during the run of the play, Douglas joined the Navy. In 1943, a near disaster almost killed him. One of his crew members accidentally launched a charge. The blast launched the boat into the air. Douglas was hospitalized with abdominal injuries. He was diagnosed with amoebic dysentery as well, so he was discharged from the Navy. Douglas returned to Broadway and was cast in a musical, but a psychosomatic illness crippled his singing voice. He had to be replaced in the role. Hal Wallace saw Douglas's other play. Wallace cast him in his movie, The Strange Love of Martha Ivers. Douglas made his screen debut in 1946. His first Oscar nomination came in 1949. In 1955, he formed his own production company. He named it Bryna Productions in honor of his mother. Douglas was on the verge of death several times. In 1958, he was set to fly from Palm Springs to New York. His wife Ann Bidens had a bad feeling about the flight. She insisted Douglas not get on the plane. They fought, but in the end he agreed not to go. The next day, they heard the plane had crashed. In 1991, Douglas was a passenger on a helicopter. The pilot collided with a stunt plane near the runway. The plane exploded, killing both its passengers. The helicopter tumbled to the tarmac. Douglas was saved from the burning wreckage. His spine was damaged. He soon was back on his feet, but the accident left him with long-lasting pain. In 1996, Douglas suffered a stroke. It seriously impaired his speech and led to depression. Douglas worked hard on his rehabilitation. He returned to the limelight a few months later. On February 5, 2020, he died at age 103. He left most of his $61 million fortune to charity.